Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. It's good to be here in the city. I'm looking forward to this one. Want to say thank you for all of the support on the previous episode. Again, if we hit 2,000 likes, there'll be another daily video tomorrow, which I'm already looking forward to, even though we haven't recorded this one yet. And I've been reading my comments, just want to mention that no YouTuber really likes to do this whole asking for likes thing. The deal is, YouTube has a system, it rewards videos that are well liked, and as other people start incentivizing likes, you've got to keep up with the game really, so that's why I do this. At the end of the day, I want to enjoy playing this game and I want you to all enjoy watching it as well. So let's dive right into things. I've got some talking to do because I've been playing the game a little bit here. If you have a look at the amount of money that I have, I've sort of let the game run for a while and I've kind of temporarily fixed some of our traffic problems. If we have a look here, you can see this new road over here. We've got a little bit of a one-way system to get off this road as well. That's made a huge difference. It's solved some garbage problems in the city over here, and I've just let this thing running, building up some money, because I've been looking at the map and I've been thinking that I would like to actually move this industrial area away from here and put it along this bit right here. Now it might be a little bit of a stretch or a squeeze to put it inside here, but the train line is going to create noise, so is the highway. Those things are never really going to affect our industry too much. Plus we can also later on in the game build, I think it's a freight station is what it's called, and we can take traffic off of the train line straight into our industrial area. So I'm thinking maybe along here would be a good place to put it. Then this side of the city can be residential, so some things will get reshuffled and moved around. But if we go in and just have a look at the way we've done the grid here, we've not allowed ourselves much room for more traffic in terms of expansion. If we want to increase the size of these roads right here, then it means that the industries are going to have to rebuild and they've got smaller plots. And the same thing kind of goes for the residential as well. And so I've made a little bit of a mistake there going straight into the solid grid. So I'm thinking if we were to rebuild this area over here, we could try and do it better. And the same for other areas in the future. Slowly, as we increase, we can come back to these areas and lay them out a lot better. But anyway, I've been playing this game for fun in another world, and I've been learning a lot about how certain things work. For example, the residential demands down the bottom here. Let's say you had no residential one and you only had commercial and industry, and you built a whole new residential area. No one's going to move into it. Now that might seem pretty straightforward, that's the way that should work, but you can't really force the expansion that you want. You have to follow the flow of what the demand is, and I did that in this other city, and yeah, I found it really easy to kind of follow that and expand your city rapidly. So what we're actually going to do is go have a look at that city quickly, and when we're done doing that, I'm probably going to spend a lot of time with the money that we have designing some roads across this section. And yeah, another reason I want to put it there is so we can have multiple access ramps to the highway, which is the main source of traffic that needs to get to our industrial area. So it kind of makes sense to build it around here. I'm going to play around with that, do some off-camera building, because I think it's going to take me a while to lay out all of the roads. We want to build a one-way system that helps alleviate traffic problems and stuff like that. But anyway, for now, let's go and jump into that other world. So this is my other city. Some of you may recognize this from the live stream that we did a few days ago. And this city is not without its problems, but it's kind of like a test playthrough, learning about certain things. And I expanded this industrial area right here, very big, had a high demand for it, and it took me a while to realize that actually the demand was for offices, the next level up. And you can see we've got a massive area here, grid full of offices, and there's hardly any traffic in it, yet there's loads of people working in it all the time, which is really cool. Look at that, like 6 or 8 workers for a building. You'd think one of that size would have a lot more people in reality. That could probably house a couple hundred, but there you go, it's just 6 right here. And then this industry over here is not so much in demand, so there's lots of yeah, like buildings that have been abandoned. So if you look here, like the whole thing is a mess. If we bring up the traffic, you can see this isn't without its problems. This area right here is residential, and yet for some reason it just has an immense amount of traffic going into it. Now you can see we have this spaghetti junction of roads over here. This is me just having fun. I know it looks silly, I know it's not optimal, but I like just doing this, putting in the roads, making them go to all sorts of different places, and actually it's kind of alleviated a lot of traffic just not going into this area, because what we'd like to do right here is probably make some of these roads one way perhaps. That would probably be a way to solve this problem. But to expand the density of these roads as well might help. And again, the whole problem with the grid size comes into place. Over here I've built a very posh new area, put lots of parks in it, lots of good facilities. And then what I did is I actually increased the tax in this area alone. If we go to policies, you can see over here taxation, the offices, the commercial areas and the housing have all had their taxes raised because it's such a nice area with a high land value. This is something else we're going to try and do in our current city. You can see that we've been able to get away with that, so we make more money off of this section right here, which is really cool, a really nice way of doing things, and so I kind of want to keep that in mind, you know, with the way we're doing our current city. But there it is right there, so you can see how it's all coming along. I'm going to continue playing around with this and learning in between recording our videos, but for now we're going to jump back into the other world and I'm going to try and lay out a new area. So I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money working on this, and it might just be a bit much. I might have got the wrong idea here, but it's all about learning. So anyway, let's go and have a look at this end of what's going to be the industrial area. So we have one-way roads coming off of both ramps. So if you're coming in or out, or actually that doesn't make any sense, but whatever direction you're heading in, you can get on at this end, and it's going to go one way. So it goes one way all the way around the outside here. Now the reason this is such a big road is because we can expand in this direction as well, and it's basically going to go all the way down to the end and join over there. Now we'll go and have a look at that in the moment. The way I've laid out these roads on the side here, they're all one way as well. Now what I've read from a lot of you is that using one-way roads is the best way to do this, and also apparently the game developers themselves said that you should use one-way roads and avoid lights like these right here. Where are you going? What is it you're interested in this area? I have no idea. Well, off you go. Yeah, so we have roads that go like this. This is one way, and then it goes one way all along here. So we're sort of always pointing traffic in that direction. And then each road goes like that. The next one goes this way, then that way, and this way. And hopefully, with that layout, everyone should be able to get where they want to go. Now, I was thinking if they have to go from like this place to this place over here, then they've got to sort of go all the way around again, which is bad. But I think it's quite likely they're just going to be taking goods and then exporting them to sell them, or workers will be coming in and then leaving again, and hopefully there won't be too much going between each of the industrial areas. So over here we have like a little slip road thing to get back onto the highway. You can see it looks a little bit messy, and I've got a feeling a lot of traffic might go into this area right here in the beginning because we're only zoning this area. But it can be extended all the way down to here, and then again it can be extended on this side back here. And there's a lot of forests, so when we get to industry specialization, that might be the place to do so. And then down the end here you can see we've got the same thing again. The roads join and they go off to the different sides of the highway, and that's how that works right there, which is really cool. Now you can see, are there traffic lights here? Yeah, there's traffic lights. We wanted to avoid those on the highway. However, these roads over here don't add traffic lights. Let's have a zoom in. Yeah, look, no traffic lights with these ones, although that one's leaving. When one's joining, there isn't either. So maybe using a multiple amount of these roads is actually better than having a big road intersecting like that. But we're going to find out because we're going to get this thing going. We need to bring power and water over here, and then we need to start zoning. And at the moment, there's no demand for this now. We actually need more workers. So I think what we might do is expand our residential zone into this space right here and do a slightly different layout. We'll probably pull off of this road so we can upgrade this one right here and have a source of traffic going through the middle. And then that means they can come back down if they want to get, you know, out here to the industrial area. So it looks like the demands have changed. We're going to do a commercial area as well, so let's set up an area over here and we can get the people moving into there, and then after that we can do the industrial area down the bottom. So our money supply is diminishing, and I've been realizing as we're building more roads our income goes down as well because they have a maintenance cost. And just over here I built a little intersection because we're expanding this road through the city to get up to our new residential area, which we're going to make really well laid out for lots of traffic. We're going to put some commercial areas in here as well, so we can have these big roads going across either side, and then the whole thing's just going to kind of expand upwards, which I think is going to look real cool. But down here, if we have a look at this bit, we did have a road going across the middle. As soon as I removed that, the traffic seemed to alleviate a little bit, but then what I noticed is that we're trying to take traffic from this side across to over that side, and I just happened to have put the ramp on the wrong side of the road, which is ever such a silly mistake to make. But if we change that, what we should see is them using this side so they can shuttle across, and then when they come down on here they don't have to cross the intersection of traffic, so they should be able to zip along this road right here. So because I'm from England, we drive on the left, and for that reason I guess I was thinking, you know, put it on the left. You can also make traffic in the cities drive on the left. But I didn't select that when I was doing that. So anyway, I'm going to swap these over. I'm going to zone up all of that area up there, and then we're going to expand our city with a new residential zone. Okay, Empire District is the name, and we're going to try and make this a high properties area. So what we want to do is put in some commercial zoning down the bottom, and we've got this little section right here where it's going to be split off to separate the commercial from the residential. Just because there's noise pollution, we want to put the high commercial on one side and the lower stuff on the other. And then this is a one-way road across as well, so I'm hoping these intersections don't cause too much traffic. So what we're going to do is zone off half on low and then high. We don't even have high unlocked yet. I've completely forgotten about that. Wow, that is terrible. And you can see I've left a gap of 2 in between each of these in case we ever need to upgrade the roads. So we're going to put our commercial zones right there, and then our residential zones will go right here. But before we do that, I also want to add some parks, because parks increase the land value and keep people happy and stuff like that. So what we'll do is put in a couple of these ones right here, the plaza with trees. We'll put, oh, we can't put them on the edge. That was the plan. Alright, so if we look at the effect area, for now what we're going to do is put one there, and then one at that end right there. And notice that it's on the road that I've specifically laid this out to leave space for, which doesn't make much sense at all. You know, if we need to upgrade these, then I'm going to have to demolish that. But whatever, it's done now. We can move it in the future. So all of this up here is going to be low residential anyway, so that's just fine. Let's zone all of that from there to there. Do the same thing on the other two sides. We'll put it on the outside road as well. And then we'll have a little bit of commercial up the top as well. There we go. Did that get all of it? No, look, we missed a little bit just back here. And then all of this. So that's all of that area nicely covered. We won't do this road just yet because I'll add some more roads going out to the side. We'll make sure there's a nice spread of parks and services. But all of this at the back here can be commercial as well. And now what we want to do is actually throw in some services. And this is going to run our money very, very close. But we need some healthcare. Do you know what? It might be a good idea to get a hospital. I'd really burn us out at this moment. In the future, though, having a hospital in like this central area, somewhere around here, would be very good. Lots of roads to get it out to the different areas. So for now, what we're going to do is put that thing... Actually, let's put it here, because we're going to be expanding over to the right, so we want it kind of central. We also need to get power into this area. And there we go, with that building, we've actually connected everything up. That's really good to see. How is our power availability? It is really, really high, which is strange. I guess the city kind of shrunk a little bit. Look at that. All of this abandoned industry over here. Because we've just been AFKing for so long, you know. Not AFKing, but, you know, looking at roads and stuff like that. So it's no surprise that that's happened. I'll go and demolish all of those buildings in a moment. We can see people are moving in. We're going to meet this demand that we have at the moment. So we covered healthcare. How's fire looking? Not so great, right? We'll put another one right on the other side of the road. Like that, and then we're going to need a police station for this area as well. However, crime is very low, so do we need it straight away is what I'm wondering. Probably not. It only has a small effect area as well. The other one's right there. Yeah, crime's at 1%. We'll leave that as it is for now. So when it comes to education, we can build high schools. We haven't done one of those yet. And we can build the... I was about to say nurseries. It's an elementary school. So we've got one right there. That's sort of covering this area. We're going to need one up in this area as well. What I think we're going to do is right in the middle of this. If you look at this, we're probably going to get another 2 roads on the side. That's where we're going to have our elementary school on one side. On the opposite side of the road, we're going to put in a high school. Now, all of this that we've just built is going to send us into a little bit of debt for some time. We're actually down to 12,000 now. That is crazy. And this area up here has a high value, or at least the district does. So what we should do is click on the policies tab. That's the way it works. We'll click on Empire District, and again we haven't actually unlocked these things yet, so I can't tax the area that much more. So things are going to be in skimmed close. We've spent all that 200 grand on roads, which cost money to upkeep, and right now it's about playing into everything that we've built. And if you remember at the beginning of the series, I kind of overexpanded too quickly and had to rebuild. And that kind of backfired a little, and the same thing might happen again. So I'm going to have to keep a close eye on everything now. There's lots of buildings here that need to be demolished. Hopefully new industries will emerge, and that will create some more demand for workers as well. But the plan here is to actually move away from this type of industry. I want to build lots of offices. We're going to move this industry down below, as you saw. It might be a good idea to start unzoning some of this stuff. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. is I don't want to unzone the entire thing, just the area where there aren't buildings, because as we've seen, if you unzone them, they remove themselves. So I'll just do all of this, and this stuff now I need to do cautiously, and it's going to be time consuming to watch. So hopefully everything goes okay. At the moment our income's going up. Let's just have another check on this area. People are moving in, but the demand has now gone down. So it's going to be a fine balancing act at the moment of getting people moving in, getting this industry over here moving as well. Things are actually going really good. You can see our income's going up. We're not kind of skimming it. We're not going too fast in terms of expansion, but there is demand, so I'm expanding this area. And if you remember, we have a one-way road going across here. What I'm going to do is actually pull it out to the middle of this thing right here, and it doesn't want to snap right to the bit below. Look, it's over to the left a little bit, and then it's over to the right a little bit. So we can't get the exact bit, but that doesn't matter. What I want to do there is just put a one-way road. And by the way, all of these roads have grass down the side. I'm pretty sure that increases the maintenance cost. In fact, you can see it right there. Why have I not read this before? It's an extra 0.8 cents. So that's not a lot, but you know, the roads, when there's a lot of them, it adds up. And then that one, for an additional 8 as well, you can then upgrade it to one with trees, which will increase the land value, of course. So we can either go from there to there or there to there. I think we'll do... Which one looks neater? I think that one looks neater. There we go, so that's our one-way road, and I've just put this down so we can actually get it in the right place. So now what we can do... And I didn't want to destroy that last bit. We now need to connect. In fact, we can use a one-way road from there to there. And then when we draw this line, it's going to continue the same shape. Because if we were to drop down one of these roads... it's matching to it because there's a road parallel, but you know how it works, like it's going to go in any old direction. So now what we can do is actually destroy that and then build the road backwards, and it's going to be in line, which means as we build our sections of grid over on this side right here, it's going to point across as well. So far the layout seems pretty good. Let's have a look at the traffic in the city. Yeah, a little bit of traffic right here. This might not be the best of roads, so I'm going to keep my eye on that. Maybe a one-way road would be better, or a highway ramp to get from here to there, because this is going to you know, cause a lot of congestion with the cars all trying to go in different directions. But yeah, so far things are looking good. This is getting used a lot. It doesn't seem so great, does it? Maybe I'll have to revise that. But otherwise, things are going okay. The industry isn't growing. We need to move more people into the city first of all. So I guess I'll let things continue expanding this area at the top. So we got the one crematorium, but our deceased number is slowly rising. We don't want that to be a problem, so what we're going to do is add another one just up the top here. That'll kind of connect to this area, although we have a one-way road over here that goes from there to there. And I was thinking about switching that the other way, because I think a lot of traffic coming into the city now kind of diverts itself through these roads. You can always see there's a steady stream coming through. So we'll do a little experiment, and we'll actually twist that around so it's the other way. So now when they come out, they'll go in the opposite direction. So let's just use the curved road, which looked really nice. There we go. And that way there's a path from this area now down to the crematorium, although I guess it's a back and forth thing, isn't it? So for that area to sort of connect to this one, the car's got to drive all the way down here into the area and then come out through here again. So maybe what we'll do in the future is add another crematorium, maybe over on this side, but it's on this side of the road over here. But anyway, it's slowly expanding. I've had to put in a few power lines to temporarily connect stuff up, but at the moment the demand is kind of weak for everything, and there's space for everything as well. Down here we've got space for our industrial to expand, but it's not expanding at the moment. Maybe if I zoned some more of this again, it would encourage, you know, more growth. But there you go. Let's also zone off that area. There's been a little bit of a fire down here, and I think, oh, the fire is currently in progress. This might be a good point or time to sit back and speed things up a little bit. So while we do that, let's have a look through our charts, see how things are going. Electricity is fine, water is good, garbage is okay it seems, but the landfill is slowly increasing, so at some point we're going to have to build incinerators. Education is surprisingly low. It looks like we're going to need another elementary school or two. In fact, I think I'm going to put one up the top here right now so we can take care of that issue. Let's put one right there. There we go. And we probably need one down the bottom as well. We'll see how that does. It looks like it's good for now. I want my city to be well educated. In fact, we will do that. We'll put another one right here on the corner, except I do not have the money, so we're going to take out a loan. And let's adjust our budget. Let's turn down that a little bit. That was to deal with a problem. We're going to keep the police nice and low. We'll check that in a second, though, to see if anything there has changed. Let's take the 20,000 loan and build another school down the bottom here. There we go. That should make people nice and happy. And we got up to education. So the next one is happiness. Looks like people everywhere are doing pretty good. Then we have health. The average health looks like it might be dropping or fluctuating around 74, 75. Death care is looking okay. Yeah, this number is going down, so we took care of that problem as well. Alright, so this one I need to kind of look at a little bit more and figure out how we analyse it. That's just something I've got to do in my own time. Wind speed is not too important. We've got traffic. We definitely improved this, and our new layout over here does seem to take a lot of traffic. This road right here needs some work. You can see a lot of traffic goes through it, and it could do with improving. So that's something I'm going to look at. Pollution, yep, that's what it is, isn't it? All of this down here has been polluted, which looks really ugly. Then noise pollution, I used highways with walls around them, you can see, so that kind of keeps the noise down a little bit, and the commercial areas are creating a lot of noise here. But in the middle here, this area is very low, so that's going to increase the land value, I do believe. Fire safety could be a little bit better. We'll build another fire station somewhere over here. And we could probably do with one in the industrial area as well. You know, a lot of these buildings have burnt down. I think we might take care of that right now. I did see a comment, someone saying, you should build a fire station in the industrial area. Let's do that. There it is. Okay, we built one of those. Another expenditure, but for good cause. And then crime is down to 0, so we could lower the budget even further, I think. Transport, I probably need to make a few bus routes. So I want to experiment with those in the future as well. Just because they look highly inefficient the way I've done them at the moment. And then some population figures that I need to kind of analyse a little bit more, understand how that works. Same for these other ones down here. We know how land value works, so all this blue is kind of average. The white is low. What we need is the light blue, which we're kind of getting in this area right here. Maybe if we upgrade the roads, we'll be able to increase that slightly. I think I did a much better job at creating high land value on the other one. Maybe it was the different type of parks that did it. Then we've got natural resources, districts, and leisure. Interesting. So yeah, we could do with building a few more unique buildings and parks by the looks of it in certain places. Maybe over here there needs to be a park, but we'll take care of that probably in the future. So that's how our city's doing. It's all looking pretty good, and at this point I'm not sure what else it is we're going to do. However, our income has gone up because of taxation. The city is now expanding again, and our bank balance is looking good. So we can pay back that loan. And I don't know what the next step is going to be at this point. I'm staring at this and I'm thinking, I know exactly what this needs to be. It needs to be a roundabout, doesn't it? Not as big one as this one right here, but pretty much that's what it needs to be. So that's something we'll do in the next episode. That's all we're going to do for this one. Things have gone really well, actually. I'm really happy with how we've expanded. We're now making a lot of money, and that's after we've added loads of services in as well. So things are doing good. So yeah, remember, 2,000 likes and there'll be another episode tomorrow. So as always, thank you very much for your support. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.